Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak 2, where last episode we started for SPG the Edith Sweets contest. Learning that the competitors for a competition had come down with food poisoning, we were asked to find new ones for a competition to take its place, leading us to recruit 4 people and sweep the Blacklight district as well. With everyone gathered, we now witness the contest itself. Following a quick debriefing session and a short rehearsal, preparations were made to begin the event. Once everyone was ready, the curtains were finally raised on the Aramis Sweets contest. My apologies for keeping you all waiting. Welcome once more to the Battle of the Patissiers, the Edith's Sweets contest. This time, however, we plan to present to you a new version of our competition, the Aramis Sweets contest. Did you just say that? Oh, Edith Sweets contest, Aramis Sweets contest. Oh, you made it. Yeah, just barely. I heard that Grandpa's going to be making some sweets. I'm super excited to taste them. Thanks for giving me a heads up about the contest starting, Agnes. I'm ready to report. And sorry you had to remind me to do my job. Got a little distracted by all the booths. That's alright, I'm just glad you made it in time. And now without further ado, allow me to introduce the first round of our contest. Our beginning theme will be a sweet fit for students. Those judging our contest this time will be a few Aramis students as well as some recent alumni. As both the former Student Council President and representative of the graduates, I will do all that I can to act as a strict and impartial judge. Well, I'm just glad to be here. But don't worry, I take the quality of my sweets super seriously. I'll make sure to judge them well. I look forward to seeing what everyone decides to make. Honestly, I don't really know much about sweets though. Not sure I was chosen for all of this. Why don't you just quit then? That way I can give everyone perfect scores. I'm sure that'll give my transcript a boost. What the heck are you mumbling about? Transcript? Odette certainly seems excited. Oh man, I wanted to be a judge too. Yeah, I wish they would have asked me. No kidding, just the smell's making me hungry. The 2 contestants with the highest scores in the first round will earn the right to participate in our finals. And with that, let us proceed to introducing the contestants and their desserts. First, coming all the way from Labelle to share with us its flavors, we have Lila. Hello everyone, it's wonderful to meet you. The dish I prepared today is my flowery gelato. It uses the essence of one of Labelle's edible flowers to create a fragrant and sweet treat. Please enjoy. Made from Labelle, never expected someone like that to be participating. The judges gorge themselves on gelato. This is delicious and the floral scent is simply remarkable. Oh, you're right, and the texture's great too. That's not to mention how light the aftertaste is. The aroma isn't overpowering either. Yeah, I guess it's alright. The ingredients seem to balance each other out pretty well. Honestly, you could probably serve this at some high-class restaurant. She sounds so confident. Has she been a judge before? Although the flavour is indeed rather elegant, it's likely to prove displeasing to those who find the scent of flowers unappealing. Oh wow. Curtis is being all haughty. What the hell? Well, there you have it. Let's continue with our next contestant. His shop spent its fair share of time in the spotlight recently. Please welcome the owner of Gâteau de Dun. I'm really not used to this kind of attention, man. But anyway, let me introduce what I cooked up for you all. This here is my orange peel quenelle. It's a recipe I'm pretty proud of. I put my blood, sweat and tears into these things, so you brats better enjoy them. The judges chow down on the quenelle. Oh my, the outside itself is so crispy, but the inside is light and airy. And the bits of orange peel add so much flavour. The elasticity of the dough is simply perfect. I feel like I could eat thousands of them. This quenelle thing's got kind of a strange shape, honestly, but I guess it's alright. Should probably be a little sweeter, though. The fact that it's not is one of its strong points. You're just contrarian, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's move on to our next contestant. I'm sure you gourmets out there know just who this bistro legend is. He's Victor, owner of Montmartre Bistro in Old Town. Nice, looks like it's Victor's turn. Good luck, Grandpa. Is that my you may I hear? This one's for you, princess. Well, anyway, here's my caramel pudding. It may look simple, but I'll have you know I made this with only the most quality of ingredients. I hope it's to your liking. The judges picked out on the caramel pudding. The caramel flavor is so gentle. It's amazing. And the pudding's so soft too. If we had this at our cafeteria, I'd eat it every day. I've never had caramel pudding this rich before. It's sweet but somehow still fresh and unique. I've been to Mama a bunch. This pudding's my favorite thing on their menu. Can't argue with that. I try to get some every time I stop by. It's pretty classic dessert. Now let us continue. Our fourth and final contestant is all the rage in Lomport. She is the owner of Liao Fu Fan Yan, the one and only Mei Xin. It's a pleasure. I'm hoping to share a special treat with you all today. This is my emerald manteau. Both the dough and sauce are made from an original blend of black tea. However, the inside may still be a bit hot. Be careful when taking a bite. Ah, my stomach is growling. You got this, Mei Xin. The judges munched on a bit of manteau. I've never tasted anything like this. This is a delicacy from the East. It's so warm and tasty. The flavor's really addictive too. Black tea and dough, huh? That's a pretty interesting combination. I'm sure you'd have to have years of experience to make something this good. It tastes a little unusual, but it's far from bad. I'm sure this could be pretty popular outside the East too. That's what I was gonna say. It's not only delicious, it's also unique. I think they'd sell really well if you open a store here in the capital. It looks like the evaluations have all been tallied. I will now proceed to announce the results of the first round. The two contestants that will advance to the finals are Victor and Mei Xin. Great job, Grandpa. Thank you very much. Damn, knew it was a shot in the dark, but I still got my hopes up. Guess I really do have to work on my technique. Well, I suppose allowing everyone to have a little taste of Le Beau was enough for me. So those are the results, sir. They really put their backs into making all of that. They sure did. Still having to stand by while they ate it all was torture. Damn, should have asked them to make me one of the judges. Well, it certainly looks like you all are enjoying yourselves. Yeah, but I kind of wish I could get a few tastes of those treats. I figured that's what you'd say. And that's why I thought of another way to offer my thanks for your help. No way, you can't mean... He's a judge in the finals. And now we've come to our final round. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Holland, the beloved owner of Andalusia and last year's contest winner. He'll be participating with our contestants. And last but not least, allow me to introduce our new judges. That's an interesting lineup. What a wide-ranging selection. Our first judge, he helps from the shadows but can be lured out with a sweet treat or two. Van Arkride. Damn, I'm going to end up owing Holland big time for this, aren't I? You got this, Van. I don't think I've ever seen him so happy. I'm sure he'll want a picture of this. Next on our roster, she's short, cute, and the very definition of a calming influence, Miss Toa. Is that really what people think of me? I hope she manages to enjoy herself for once. She's always working so hard. Our third judge is a very special guest from the world of audible film. He's the celebrated director you all know and love, Director Gotti. And also in attendance is the woman who received the Best Actress Award at Farba's last film festival, Nina Fenley. You sure picked an interesting group to judge all this. This will be a hell of a contest, no doubt. Yes, I agree. Personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing what everyone makes. Didn't expect to see those two here. How come they get to judge and I don't? And finally, we've managed to procure a last-minute addition all the way from the Basel Institute of Science. He's the mastermind behind such inventions as the T-phone and a fair number of other contributions to society as well. Professor Cronkite. Using a contest to determine superiority in the culinary arts seems a bit strange in my opinion. Taste differs from individual to individual. Yang's as critical as ever, I see. Now let us proceed to the main event. The theme for this final round is classic confections. Let's see what our contestants have cooked up. First up is our former champion and the proprietor of Andalusia, Mr. Holland. It seems I have the honor of going first today. Since the theme is classic confections, I prepared a tried and true creation of mine, possibly my most masterful to date. Behold, the pistachio spring soiree. You must be planning on adding it to their menu. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Holland's always coming up with new desserts. The judges partook in the cake, savouring its elegant flavours. Wow, the pistachio's really got a full-bodied taste. The acidity of the berries mixed with the sweetness of the chocolate. Yeah, this is a pretty solid combo. Honestly, it sort of reminds me of the time I spent here at Aramis. Bittersweet memories of spring. Well, I think Mr. Arkride said everything that needs saying. I suppose if I were to add anything myself, I'd say it's really rich yet light on the tongue. I certainly wouldn't mind having seconds. This cake is crazy delicious. Someone remind me to call this guy for catering later. Both the taste and texture are of great quality too. I can tell a lot of passion went into making this. All of the flavours have achieved a sensible harmony. I believe it would pair rather nicely with coffee. Yeah, of course it would, everything. You're a coffee maniac. Next up we have Victor of Montmartre. Oh, that's... Oh, the mir's a bit tough following such a celebrated professional. Well, anyway, I prepared my homemade tarte tatin for you all. Both my daughter and granddaughter grew up eating this. It's a pretty popular dessert in our household. Hey, we've had that before. Yeah, I remember it being really good. The judges tried a few bites of the tart, reveling in the taste. Phew, I don't even know where to start. Isn't this cheating, Victor? You already had my taste buds in a chokehold. The caramelized apples are simply delectable. The pastry itself is crispy, but slightly moist as well. I can tell plenty of attention was paid to perfecting every detail. A single bite reminds you of a warm and welcoming family. Yes, it most definitely does. However, it still manages to taste like a luxurious dessert. Delicious doesn't even begin to describe it. I suppose it's not terrible. You can tell the chef took great care in selecting his ingredients. I'm sure Esmeré and Cutrer would find the taste compelling. He didn't like it, did Cronkite? And finally, we have our final contestant, Lai Fu Fan Yan's Mei Xin. I thought long and hard about what classic confection meant to me, and I came up with this. It's a special pudding made so that it doesn't stick to the plate. Your chopsticks... This is that question we got in the quiz that I can't come up to it yet. The plate, your chopsticks, or even your teeth. I call it Snowfall Sanbuzan. I developed it while I was still working at Kowloon Hotel. I've never seen this version before. I wonder how it tastes. I'm excited to see their reactions. The judges sampled some of the pudding, attempting to identify the new flavours. The egg seems creamier than usual. It really melts in your mouth too. This is way different from other sambuzan I've had. Never seen this before, but it tastes great. I think the white egg yolk really earns the spotlight here. You could tell that the chef really excels at Eastern technique. She must be a true master of her skill. It's a work of art. This is really a one-of-a-kind taste. I'm so glad I was able to try such a delicacy. The mixture of ingredients has created a rather unique taste. Perhaps the field of cooking does have depth after all. Well, those were all the sweets we prepared for today. Judges, if you would please write down the dish you feel was the best out of all three. They all look so delicious. Yeah, and Van has such a way of describing them. I almost started drooling just from listening to him. You're right, he seemed really passionate about them all. He'd probably make a killing as a gourmet reporter. I'm so excited. What do you think Van's going to choose? I don't know. But the thing is, they've got 5 judges, which can make a tie happen, which is really weird. Shouldn't they have had 7 judges? Or 3 judges? No, 3 judges could have had a tie. 4 judges. 4 judges, 7 judges. Yes. And then even more judges. They were all pretty freaking good. It'll be hard to pick just one. But since this is a contest and all, I have to make a choice. Andalusia's Pistachio Spring Soiree, Victor's Homemade Tarte Tatin, and Mation's Snowfall Sambuzam. Which one should I vote for? Oh, shoot, I actually get to vote? Is this for SP? Surely it isn't. I should choose the Homemade Tarte Tatin. Because Team Victor, right? Victor to be the victor? We know Victor's skills are of the level of, like, ridiculously high. And to be honest, out of all of those, when I looked at them, the one I wanted to try the most was the Homemade Tarte Tatin. So it's not even necessarily that I want to go Team Victor here and stay good with the person who I pay my rent to. It's just that I looked at it and was like, apple-y nice thing. Is Tarte Tatin just an apple pie, by the way? Or is there something different to it? This is for my rent, yeah. All right, I've made my choice. It's just French for apple pie. Welcome back, Van. What are you doing over here? Aren't you still one of the judges? Yeah, but I already turned in my vote. Should be fine to watch the announcement from here. Thank you for your patience, everyone. It is now time for the final results to be revealed. After a fierce battle, the crown goes to... Mama's homemade tart tatin. I guess I decided the victor, right? The victor is victor. Oh, hey, that's the one I voted for. I guess you really do have great taste. Oh, thank you. Your confection made me feel like I was in some heartwarming family drama. Yes, your tart was very delicious. You could tell just how much love went into making it. To be honest, an apple pie sounds as classic as it comes, right? Well, I'm quite pleased to hear that. By all means, feel free to stop by our bistro whenever you like. Congratulations. I suppose I'll just have to work even harder to match up to you. I'm actually feeling a little inspired by all of this. I'll be sure to improve my technique once I return to Lomport. And as for our grand prize, the winner will receive 1 year's supply of the highest quality fruit and eggs sourced all the way from Ored. Oh wow, can I get my rent knocked off? To thank them for their hard work, the other 2 contestants received rewards as well. And with that, the Aramis Sweets contest came to a close after finding roaring success. Although Van and the others took a moment to talk with Yume and Victor, they all eventually split up to enjoy the rest of the festival. That was a really great contest. Yes, everyone seemed to be having a lot of fun. Well, we certainly couldn't have done it without your help. I have to say, I'm quite impressed that you managed to bring together so many talented chefs on such short notice. I'd like to thank you again for all the hard work you've done. I'll make sure to deposit the payment as promised. Sounds good to me. Well, I think I've had my fill of the school festival for now. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the festival is just getting started. We've still got plenty of other places to explore around here. Why don't we take a look? Alright. After you.
That takes care of that.
The Edith Sweets contest is complete.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
A 4 RPG that took place over 2 episodes this time. I think I'll probably reach... Nope. It's just not possible to reach them. They don't grow. Let it grow. Doesn't seem that that's created any new dialogue around the place. Right, so what's next on our agenda? 2 things move things along after all. I guess I could go to Old Town and start sweeping it.
Let's do this.
That's probably something we do need to do. Plus there's events going on here.
Hope you're having a good one, listeners.
With Jin and a little further on as well. Wait, there's new...
Comes to us straight from the Tyrell Times.
Monmar is so relaxing.
Never exactly claimed our desserts were made for winning competitions or anything, but, well, I admit that seeing them get a little recognition for once was pretty nice. Maybe I'll think about tweaking their recipes in the future. Pinch more sugar here, dash of vanilla there. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with, Victor. Sounds like the contest got him all excited. Guess I was right on the money.
Alrighty.
Aramis 09 Festival platter has been added to the menu. Okay.
Pick something already.
Oh, the homemade tartatan is now actually available. Wait, does that mean...
Be seeing ya.
I'll be right back. Oh, the Black White District's still open. I could have done it in 1 episode. I'm an idiot. Oh, well, what are you going to do?
Let's roll, gang.
I thought it might close up again. Right, it seems like Dunn's not got a shop going for what he made, which seemed just like a standard thing. Okay. The Aramis Sweets contest. You know, I actually had a pretty good time. It was nice to hear everyone be so candid about my stuff. It gave me a lot to think on. Alright, I'll get to working on a new quenelle recipe as soon as I get back. Just you wait, this one will be my tastiest yet. So we just randomly put the Blacklight District sweep in the middle of everything else. My bad. So it's the Aramis Academy entrance I need to go to. So I need to go up 1 set of stairs.
Attention! We have a lost child here at the festival.
And speak to you. Because you'll have new
Her name is
dialogue
Marie,
too.
and she's from the Levra district.
I'm pleased to see everyone enjoyed the sweets contest. Honestly, I found it
You're
rather
the parent
enjoyable
or
as well.
guardian of Marie.
I'd be lying if I
Please
said I
report
wasn't
to the
disappointed in my
festival
loss,
office on the
however.
3rd floor of the
I suppose
main
I'll just have to
building.
continue
Thank
working on
you.
my baking skills. Perhaps I'll even come back for a rematch someday. You're the person who doesn't actually do this for an absolute living, though, so...
Off we go.
It can be... Oh, yeah, there's new stuff to buy. It's fine if you lose. I don't know.
What can I get for you?
Then, like... Everyone else is doing it very professionally for a living. Snowball Sandbuzan.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you. And that means Andalusia, there's... The pistachio...
After that, I want
Plate up.
I want my mind.
Phew, looks like we finally finished dismantling everything. Thanks for all your hard work, everyone. Oh, I'm so glad everyone enjoyed themselves. I was rather intrigued by the list of people you asked to participate. I can't help being curious about the kind of food they usually make. I know this all started because of a freak accident, but I'm glad we were able to make the most of this contest all the same. He's not
What
too
would you like?
got about losing, isn't he? Pistachio Spring Soiree.
Come again.
I need to go cooking some stuff. Did I speak to Mason? Mason doesn't need to be spoken to. A bystander. See? It's the same. It's usually only the people, if you get, like, even on a grey dialogue, it's usually the people that you actually did the quest with. Alright, all gifts have been given. At some point in time, they're all done. Okay. Nice to know where we stand with that. Soul Chef Hot Pots. And apart from that, Tempura Soba,
I'm stuffed.
Shino's
I'm
Carpaccio,
Love me a
homemade
sugar
tartatan.
rush.
Oh, so we
Love me a sugar rush.
got the HP plus 500 to all party members, and that's the maximum rank, right?
Love me a sugar rush.
So you don't need to get all the food to reach max rank. There is some wiggle room, so our gourmet rank, because of that, is now filled out. Does it like have a percentage gauge? No. It says your meal count. Obviously there's more stuff for me to eat though. Let's go to my office. And let the lag begin. Right, so what can I make? What can't I make? Beast Essence. Everything needs prime Beast Essence.
I'll give it a try.
Fresh baits. Kuriyama.
I put my heart into it.
So I need like flesh, essence. I need 2 essence. 2 flesh and some healthy liquor too. I'm assuming there will be a reward for me having done it all. Oh, the cats have moved on again, have they? Alright, well, I guess let's start sweeping down here. I'd say that if we didn't have a big old paper to read.
More candy? Again?
Rainbow candy? Yeah, we never stop. Tyrell Times issue 6. You can also buy issue 5 if you missed it.
Stop by
What if the
again.
event would begin? Oh, it's you lot. Figured you would have left by now. The Aramis Academy Festival is the event of the season, you know, so make sure you take the time to enjoy yourselves. Come to think of it, that Aramis Gainsbourg guy sure was a bit of an oddball, don't you think? But they say he understood Sheena like no other. He believed that educating the youth was of vital importance to the success of the democratic revolution. Though, for that to the end, too. Alright. Can I go now? Learn to listen to your elders, you snot-nosed brat. Oh, whatever, anyway, you guys seen any movies lately? What, where'd that come from? Back in my younger days, I was at the theatre practically every night. But it's been a while since I last went. Would you like us to recommend a movie for you? Yeah, right. Like I'd be interested in what you Rugrats call a good movie. What I want are the brochures, and lots of them. Oh, if you got any, hand them over, would you? Maybe I'll even give you something for the effort. Brochures, huh? Okay, sure, I guess we can give you some. Yeah, and if it gets you going to the movies, I'd be more than happy to.
And now for a weather
Well, I'm
update.
not going to force you to hand them
Here are
over
the
or nothing.
latest
Just keep it in mind, alright?
forecast throughout the Republic. The White Cloves are once again in
I do
full
have
bloom
brochures.
near and far, as seasonal events
Here,
across
is this enough?
Calvard herald the advent of spring.
Van handed
It's
Gin
looking to
9
be a
film
warm,
brochures.
mild day with clear skies
Well, looks like a pretty good selection to me. Now, what do I want to see? I can always decide later. Anyway, thanks for your hard work. Why don't you take this as compensation?
A song request from one of our listeners.
Onyx steel has been obtained. Wait, I've seen this before. It's some sort of crystal, right? Onyx steel. It's used to make all kinds of powerful weapons. Mr. Giscard taught me how to process it, actually. If you want, I should be able to turn it into something useful. Ah, nice. Thanks a lot, Gin. It's nothing more than some scrap I found on the street. Honestly, I'm just grateful you took it off my hands. Onyx steel weapons can now be crafted at various factories. There sure are some strange guests in my mouth these days. Saw a few faces I haven't seen in a while too. Maybe I'll stop on in later. Alright, all papers collected is also got, so 6 new materials for that, which means I could do a little bit more upgrading. But the thing we want to read is the paper before we really sweep this place, and it's got 13 pages. What? Special feature, Aramis Academy Festival breaking new ground. For 3 days start today, April 12th, Aramis Academy will host its annual festival. This year's festival will feature a number of new experimental attractions to distinguish itself from past year's efforts. The following report was written by a Tyrell Times journalist who went to see the festival in person. As envisioned by the founder of Aramis Academy, Aramis Gainsbourg, the festival was intended to be an event in which students could demonstrate their free thinking and creativity to the world at large. In light of that goal, all preparations for and management of the festival have traditionally been left in the hands of the student body. This year, however, the requirements for participation have been relaxed so non-students could aid in the creation of a truly remarkable event with a broad range of attractions. Students have also been given permission to decorate the campus however they see fit, encouraging individuality and creativity over tradition and precedent. When asked for comments, the president of Aramis Academy Student Council, Ren Bright, said, "Though this festival may be unlike those of previous years, I firmly believe our efforts are in line with the ideals of our school's founder. Our intention is to promote diversity and harmony through our theme called A New Season Together, and to achieve that end, we've brought together the minds and talents from all over. It was thanks to this kaleidoscope of perspectives among our student body that we can put on a festival that embodies such a theme." Although Ren was kind enough to explain the festival's concept to us, its novelty had already spoken for itself before our reporter even passed through the Academy's front gate. The school gates this year are adorned with an avant-garde style of ornamentation evocative of graffiti culture. The level of artistic skill on display is astonishing, making it abundantly clear this was no last-minute effort. The fact that it was reportedly the work of a single first-year student is nothing short of extraordinary. Given the involvement of non-student assistants and the emphasis on diversity, it's no surprise that this year's festival exhibits are so captivating. Offerings range from the cultural, such as a Central Eastern Bazaar and an Eastern-style cafe, to hyper-modern displays that make use of cutting-edge technology. In addition, the singer-songwriter Jess, who recently relocated to the Republic from Crossbell, and the dancer siblings Sarah and Shahina, who are now both established film stars, have all been invited to perform at the festival. Finally, the Student Council will be sponsoring a special performance at the end of each day of the festival, which promises to represent the theme of the festival itself. All told, this year's festival promises to be a treat from start to finish. Politics. Visions of the Calvard Republic's duty presented debate. The points and issues presented during last month's political symposium at the Tyrell Mall continue to be discussed within the public arena, with the issues of international trade imbalance, economic inequality, environmental issues in the East, and the state of international crime weighing on everyone's minds. The ICO organised debate addressed a hotly contested subject: what responsibilities should the Republic bear on the international stage? President Graham Hart, in response, reaffirmed that the Republic would serve as a leading player in that very sphere. The Republic wields power and influence the likes of which other nations do not, said President Graham Hart. We are leaders in the international technological sphere, both in terms of funding and the creation of a consolidated communication standard, and our military is capable enough to equal that of the Empire, ensuring our ability to establish ourselves all across the continent. This could be the beginning, or rather, the foundation of a period of change that will secure the Republic a position as the center of the continent itself. In that sense, I believe it is our duty to ensure we have the foothold we need to pull this world along with us into the new era. Senator Ryan agreed the Republic must be acknowledged as one of the continent's leading superpowers, and accepted the assertion that the Republic has a responsibility to play a central role on the international stage. However, he also argued that if the Republic were to simply step in and take the reins in transforming the international community, the concentration of influence that would place upon the Republic could pose as many problems as it solved. In Senator Ryan's words, although the Republic's position of power is indisputable, I believe that we should strive to collaborate with our fellow nations for the prosperity of all. By attempting to make the Republic the center of the world in all fields, we run the risk of disaster if, for instance, the foundation for a particular industry collapses. Even setting aside the risks of over-centralization, it would result in our country relying excessively on its ability to continue to grow, both economically and technologically. If, however, we instead grow alongside our fellow nations, forging bonds of trust and mutual aid, we will both mitigate those risks and, most importantly of all, stay true to the ideal of diversity that our nation values. Idealistic though his vision may have sounded, Senator Ryan went on to hold up the West Lemuria Tech Union as an example of how achievable his goals were. The union's president, he argued, proves that a diplomatic framework based around reciprocal relationships in the fields of industry and technology is both plausible and desirable. President Graham Hart acknowledged the reality of the risks that Senator Ryan described and accepted that his proposals held merit. He also, however, stated that we cannot dismiss the possibility that global issues we have not even begun to consider could present themselves at any moment, and that an international community founded solely upon equality and reciprocity would be insufficient to stand up against such a crisis. There must be a nation prepared to spearhead the charge, come what may, and it is our responsibility to shoulder that burden. In the current day, the Republic stands at the pinnacle of Zemurian military, economically, technology, and in a number of other fields. Many citizens of the Republic take pride in that fact. That said, it is also true that very few people have a specific image in mind of how the nation must change and adapt in light of this state of affairs. In that sense, it feels reasonable to say that the recent debate between the President and Senator Ryan poses the perfect opportunity for all of the Republic's citizens to think about what our nation should become, both in isolation and in relation to the rest of the world. Science, Hope and Wisdom at the International Environmental Symposium. On the same day as the political debate, Professor Latoya Hamilton took the podium at a symposium put together by the same organization to discuss the environmental issues that have plagued the eastern half of the continent for the past several years. The professor spoke about the results of current restoration efforts as well as the outlook for the region's future. In the past, Professor Hamilton succeeded in laying the cornerstone for the greening of desert regions in the Principality of Alzheim by conducting geological surveys in the capital and securing a consistent source of water. The professor has also conducted research on the lands in Northumbria that were rendered infertile by the Salt Pail incident, seeking a means to restore them to a usable state. The professor also hopes to apply the expertise she gained over her investigations to identify the cause of the gradually expanding infertile region in the east. For the past several years, those goals have been the chief focus of her research. According to her findings, the direct cause of the devastation in the east is a depletion of septium veins, which has destabilized the environmental conditions necessary to maintain plant life and increase the likelihood of assorted natural disasters. The root cause of the septium veins depletion, however, remains unknown. The professor stated that investigations regarding that matter would continue, noting as long as the cause of the issues remains unclear, we can't guarantee that the septium decay that has ravaged the East won't occur in other parts of the continent as well. We cannot treat this matter as someone else's problem. In regard to the land revitalization experiments the professor carried out over the course of his survey, she explained that, compared to the regions she worked on in the Central East, which suffered from a lack of water but had ample septium deposits, revitalizing land in the Far East had proven much more difficult. As said, through application of the technology developed in Northumbria, she believes that there is still a very real chance of success in the long term. At the conclusion of her talks, Professor Hamilton offered this thought: within knowledge lies hope for humankind. Throughout history, it is through wisdom and understanding we have overcome countless trials and saved countless lives. It is imperative that we never give up on wielding our knowledge to its fullest potential. According to the ICO, multiple businesses and organizations chose to contribute material or funding to the professor's efforts and declared that they would send what relief they could to the East following her eye-opening symposium speech. Culture. Gotti Lamb collaboration film finally wraps. Salvatore Gotti and Leslie Lamb, two master directors beloved by film fans throughout the Republic, have been working together on a co-production starring two of the Republic's most prominent actresses, Judith Lanster and Nina Fenley, on screen together for the very first time. At long last, the production committee behind the long-awaited collaboration film has announced both its completion and its formal title, Golden Requiem: Howl at the Dawn. Both directors and their companies have poured an incredible amount of time and effort into the film, and it seems they've chosen a grand dramatic title worthy of the picture's ambition. The film is scheduled to be released somewhere between the middle of May and the beginning of June. To celebrate the film's completion, its starring actresses were kind enough to offer the Tyrell Times their comments regarding it. Judith Lanster had this to say: "When this movie was announced, I heard quite a few people through director Gotti's and Lamb Star would end up clashing, or thought they did. Now that filming's wrapped, I'm pretty confident in saying Golden Requiem brings out the best in both Golden Blood and Wolf's Requiem. Like, seriously, you'll be shocked by how well they go together. The directors really know how to help us capture the charms and appeals of each of our characters." This was my first time playing Zoe under director Lamb, and I was amazed at how he was able to dig into Zoe's character without deviating from anything director Gotti had established. He made me realize that even after playing the character for an entire movie beforehand, I hadn't even begun to tap into Zoe's true potential. I'm positive that her daring exploits in this film will captivate fans both new and old like she never has before. Meanwhile, Nina Fenley said, "I could talk your ears off about what makes this film so great, but I'd like to draw attention to the scenes about Michelle's past. I know that a promotional image showing Michelle standing by a ruin on a southern island has garnered a fair bit of attention. While I don't want to spoil any of the details, I'll say that scene is related to the most closely guarded secrets of her past. It was strange, when we filmed that scene it almost felt like I'd become Michelle herself, more so than ever before. I'm hopeful that experience will help me portray her on a deeper level from now on, and I hope all of our fans will be excited to see how her encounter with Zoe, a woman who's lived a life far removed from that of Michelle's, will change who she is as a person going forward." As previously announced, a portion of the proceeds from the film is planned to be donated towards the reconstruction of Cray Village.